welcome back. Today I am joined by Carol Shallon and Cheryl Strix, who's here on behalf of the Old Pros. Well, ladies, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine. Cheryl, how are you? Miss you.
I miss you too, Carol, and I'm so happy to see you. I'm doing well myself. Thank you.
It's so hard, and I know this has been going on forever, and we're just kind of sick of it, I know, but boy, we just can't seem to contain this stupid thing. So we'll do our Zooms as much as we can and keep everyone informed and keep everybody healthy. So let's go ahead and start with you, Cheryl. I know you guys have been doing, Tales of the Woods. I've been seeing it. I had to play a little mini cameo part.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Kind of scary. Like,
Thank
oh
you
my
so
gosh.
Yes. I think that airs, was that airing this month or is it next? It's coming up in,
I don't know the schedule, but I'm sure it's on its way soon.
Actually, it's on now. I actually thought when it all happened, we weren't, I was going to take a little vacation and I wasn't going to have to do anything. And then Dave DeSantis contacted me and said, hey, why don't we just interview the actors backstage? Okay, so so that was for April. And then Sharon Rosen and I got together and we started writing apocalypse type of episodes. So our first one is actually called The Apocalypse, and that aired in April.
Okay, right.
And I'm sorry, that must have aired in May.
I think it was more May, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the one that you were in.
Right.
And then in June, it was playing right now is Who's That Masked Man? And
name.
I'm sorry, Who's That Masked Man is going to be coming up in July. The Apocalypse has been showing in it's so confusing because we keep writing and the really wonderful thing is all our rehearsals are all Zoom and our shooting is all Zoom, and Dave DeSantis is right on target because it's so easy. We have only a few rehearsals because the actors at this point don't have to memorize. And Dave is able to edit it. Apparently he has some time to edit. And so he's doing a fabulous job. And so we're right on time. We're right on schedule each month. So
Good.
What's coming up next for July is Who's That Masked Man? And that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Might as well. It's when in Rome, right? You might as well just do what we're doing now. So that's great. I'm glad you guys are able to keep.
And I do have to apologize to you because Dave sent me the credits and I said, you need to include Lisa Hart in it. And he didn't.
Yeah.
So next time you see him, give him a hard time.
I'm going to have to give him a lashing. Shame on him. Shame on him.
Right.
Now, Carol, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm part of the programming committee for the Old Pros, and we were so delighted because this year we had the entire year mapped out and ready to go. And it's still sitting there ready to go. In fact, we had to cancel one of the performances. It was March 13th, and that was the day when everything got shut down. Mm-hmm. So we've been looking at what are we going to do when we start back up again. The Zoom for our meetings, we put on hold for a while. We were thinking of maybe doing some very simple monologue kind of programming, which gave rise to something that we are considering doing, all things being equal, is a class of monologues that would be conducted with a maximum of 5 performers being involved in it. And this would be like a master class. Alex Brazda, who's a professor and has done a lot of this along the way, has volunteered to do it. And we were planning on starting in August. We figured out we would still be under some form of isolation so that we could do it in an outside area with a maximum of 5 people plus the professor. And that at this point is still available, and more information will be going out both on the air and online.
Yeah, I mean, as we understand now, that is still an available situation where you can't meet in a small group, distancing and wearing your mask. So that's good. So at least you're able to still conduct something like that. Right. Beyond 10 people, I think they're just really scaling way, way back. I don't even think it's allowed right now.
I'm sorry, what is
The 10 people or more
Oh,
congregation.
right.
I don't think you can
Yes.
even do that right now. So that's good. I would definitely keep the numbers low. So, well, that sounds like an exciting opportunity.
Right, right.
And you can only, and did you say there's space still available now?
Well, we haven't put it out yet.
Oh, okay.
So and we're waiting to see what happens, because it may be that we will offer several 5-person classes depending upon the response that we get. But we
Okay.
just wanted to give, actors need to be acting, and this would be an opportunity and to hone one's skills.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, that's great. Well, I'm glad. I mean, you're both busy ladies, I'm sure. You've got lots of other things going on. Trying to, where have you been? Like, have you gone out and about? I would imagine you both have at some point.
Costco has always been my favorite store. So it still is. I think that if I don't go, they're going to send me a notice saying, "Where are you?" Um,
That's
but
funny.
I've gone to Costco, and Costco is really very good about things. I also started walking 5 miles a day. So
Wow.
yeah, so I actually have been able to maintain my not gaining weight.
Well, as many times as we like to sit down and have some wine and some more wine, I mean, you definitely have to keep in some sort of exercise. That is for sure. How about you, Carol?
Well, Mark and I have been walking down to the creek just about every single day. And Mark has been posting these pictures outside for the inside. I'm the spotter, so he's there with his lens, and I'm checking out to see, oh, look we found a turtle that was actually swimming in the creek, not just holed up on the side, but actually out there and swimming.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of fun, and some days are just more prolific. We actually, one day, saw 5 coyotes across the creek.
Wow. That,
It
like,
was,
they're
and
all in
Mark
a pack?
tickets, that was a cluster of 3 at one point, and 2 others came in, but there were 5 of them within the space of 5 minutes there on the creek, and it was around 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah, they're not frightened anymore at all. They are just coming in for whatever they can get. So something to certainly be careful with, that's for sure. Well,
Mhm.
good. Anything else you guys want to tell me about?
I'm taking golf lessons. When everything
Oh,
was closed down, my walking buddies who play golf said, "Let's walk on the golf course." And I thought, wow, I'd never been on it. It's really neat. So I've been taking golf lessons so I can eventually do that.
Oh, I think that's great. It's a great sport. I played just last week, and I'm not great at it, but once you take lessons, you start to work on some of those skills, and they do help. I attest to that. That is for sure. How about you, Carol? Anything else?
Yes, I had done with the Boleyn Inheritance for one of our monthly meetings. I found this wonderful book, and I started abridging it to make a presentation, which went over quite well. Did the same thing with Guernsey Inheritance, and I'm looking at a couple of programs right now. One is called The Dollhouse. I haven't gotten the book yet, but as soon as I get my hands on it, I think that will be a fun one to abridge for next year's meetings.
That's good. That's great. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I'm happy you're doing well and you're, adapting the best you can to all of these circumstances. So good luck with your shows and classes, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks,
Thank
Lisa.
you, Lisa.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.